favorite movie is Being There, Peter Sellers. But how much time we have? All right, I'm gonna speed run you through why Spaceballs is why I'm sitting here today.
Welcome, Fedi Friends, to episode 50 of Fireside Fedi. I'm your host, Ozoned. Fireside Fedi is a show about folks within the Fediverse. If you're seeing this, you are part of the Fediverse. With me today is Jaz-Michael King, and we were just talking about this, and I'm gonna mess it up.
Just do it.
I just had it. Llanilltud Fawr, born and bred. I mean, for an American, I'm hoping that's at least close enough.
That is your first try, and it is a noble effort, sir, and I think.
A noble effort. See, at least, yeah, everyone else usually is like, no, that was really good. And I was like, no, stop lying to me. I know it's not, but at least I tried. Jaz is the Executive Director of IFTAS, a nonprofit trust and safety support for volunteer social web moderators. Jaz runs toot.wales, and he's created numerous tools to help folks on the Fediverse, including, but not limited to, Fediverse Near Me, which I just found today and is fucking awesome. StartHereSocial, which not really for me. Like I'm not just starting here. I've been here for about 8 years. So it looks like it's really interesting. And then organizations using ActivityPub, which is amazing because before we get into everything else, the organizations using ActivityPub, we talk about, especially in America, vote with your wallet, right? And if we find the organizations that are supporting us, we should support them, you know? So anyway, welcome, Jaz-Michael King. And how would you like to be addressed, sir?
Sir Michael of Jazz would be. No,
Sir Michael of Jazz, yes.
Just Jazz.
Jazz.
Smooth Jazz.
Smooth. He is smooth jazz. So Jaz was singing to me earlier, and it was beautiful. Do you want to belt out anything before we get moving, or?
Oh, let's slide into that a little later.
Okay. All right. Well, Jaz, again, thank you so much for coming here, and not only that, thank you. I had not heard of IFTAS. You know, you and I talked at the first Fedi forum I was at. What was it, 6-8 months ago? And the amazing work that you and your organization have done behind the scenes for those that have not been moderators at big instances, like I'm on my own. But the amount of care that you've put into not only what tools can we make to help these people do their job, but how can they protect themselves? Because there's some really awful shit out there. So thank you for all that. But before we get into all that, how'd you get to where you're at today?
I drove. I was at the hairdressers, and I just jumped in the car, and
They did a great job. I love the big poofy bouffant do they gave you.
Yeah, you know, I never make an appointment. It's always I just walk in, and whoever's free. So every time I do it, it's a brand new haircut. I've never looked like this before, and I'll never look like this again. But, you know, I just say number one, number two, go. So yeah, born in Company, born in Wales, grew up there, had very limited but very lovely access to computers here and there growing up in the 70s and 80s. And in my junior school, my middle school, there was one computer, and it was used after school on Wednesday afternoons. And you know, it was voluntary. It was an extra thing, and the teacher it was on like a wire crate thing with the computer and the screen and everything, CRT. And you know, that was my first hands-on with a computer. Although I think a friend of mine had a VIC-20 or something. There was a computer. Yeah, the Withers had I think it was a VIC-20 cassette tape to load.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, screeching for half an hour. So you would pick something, you'd have to, you know, very much lock it in because it's going to be 25, 30 minutes to load the thing.
Yeah.
Then go play board games while it's loading. Because we'll come back to that now. And then in comprehensive or secondary high school, I learned BBC Basic, BBC Micros, uh,
Oh,
which was a British program to get computers into schools. I
I've
think Acorn
I
made.
yeah, I've seen like, no offense again, like there's on Oncast is like a retro history video channel, and on one of those kind of shows, what the hell was it? There's a really well known one. I saw that. Yeah, Acorn teamed up with, and Acorn, we know them today as ARM, teamed up with the British government, right, to make sure that this thing that is taking the world by storm, computers, is taught to their students because they saw it was going to be huge.
Yep. That was my sort of real first dab at programming. And then, oh, that's funny. My year. So the way school worked then, I don't know if it still does the same, but in the fourth and fifth years of that, so it was a 5-year school. In the fourth and fifth year, you have your options, and you can choose some subjects for your last 2 years. And I was in the first year, certainly in my school, I don't know in the country, that had computer science as an option. And for that, there were 3 computers, and we were pair programming then, man. Because you had to like take it in
Flow
turns.
charting.
You would write your programs out longhand.
Yep, flow charts, right?
No, I mean like right.
Oh, you literally had to write like go to and
handwrite the code.
Oh my!
And he's like, okay, you can go put that into the computer now. And I'll be honest with you, I put down computer science, even though I was interested in computers. I put down computer science just because I was a prickly asshole of a kid, and they had put it on the same page as biology, chemistry, and physics, and you have to take one science. And they're like, computer science, because they're so proud and happy they got computer science. I was like, ha, loophole, boom. And I got pulled in. It's like, you can't actually pick this as a science. I'm like, but you put science right here. So
yeah,
sort of accidentally.
It's in the name.
So computer science. So yeah, I did some programming, but I was in a pretty humble household, and went straight into the window cleaning business at 15, and had no intent or thought that I would ever actually like earn money doing this.
Yeah.
I was out of school at 15 and working, and
oh wow.
I worked my way through various hotels and restaurants and chef and hotel management and stuff until 96, England and France. And then in 96, I moved to New York City in the States, in America. And I had with me an Amiga, I would say an Amiga 500 plus. Plus? Was it a 501 or something? Fat Agnes. I had whatever. I had because the Amiga is the best computer ever made. I'll just say that. Idea about it. The Amiga 500, I think, was just the most fascinating machine. I have one in the basement. I don't know if it turns on. And so I found myself in New York City, twiddling my thumbs, playing with my computer. I ended up getting, I think, a 386 or 486 as well.
Oh wow!
And it was right as the web was really ramping up, and certainly I was on the web, but I taught myself how to make web pages, HTML.
Yeah.
And just really dug in, started getting paid to make web pages for people. My first customer was $100 for one web page. And
wow.
I built that up into a business, which I rode through the web bubble.
Yeah.
And then that turned into a job with a healthcare company, which ended up being sort of healthcare software and data for 20 years. And then I did that, really enjoyed that right through COVID. COVID was crazy. And then I quit my job April Fools of 21, and now I do it full time. That's how I got here.
So, well, to step back for a second, it's amazing because, like, especially the younger folks that never existed without the web, right? Like, oh, if I don't know how to do something, I just search it on the web. You literally didn't have that opportunity. How the hell did you learn? Lots of books.
Lots of books.
Books suck though, man. I mean, I love reading books, but I have so many tutorial, like, here's how you do this book. And I hate it. I can't learn that way because I'm the type of guy that even when I'm in class, I'm the dude asking questions constantly because I need to understand. And so like my latest was I was trying to learn Rust and I'm reading the O'Reilly book and it always gets to a certain point and I'm like, but I want to know how this works underlying. And then I immediately get overwhelmed and I'm like, I want to talk to someone. I can't ask anybody questions. And then I just bounce off.
Yeah, I was always a book kid. I was that nerd that got 100 on every test because I would
believe
just read
it.
the book and then answer all the questions. And I read the Encyclopedia Britannica. I read the library. And I ran out
all of it.
Well, the kids section, the kids
Oh,
books.
okay.
So the lady gave me grown-up tickets so that I could keep reading.
Aw.
Which was a little dangerous, but yeah, books. It was books, and then it quickly turned into a lot of online resources. So like as I transitioned into like PHP, most of that was online stuff.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I have a lot of praise for Rasmus and PHP in general.
Do you like PHP? I could never grasp it. It's like
much maligned, but without it, it's like we wouldn't be where we are without PHP.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's one of those things. PHP and Perl are like the old man sitting in the corner that you were afraid to talk to because he knows so much shit. He's going to blow your yeah. There you go. So, yeah.
CGI was the beginning of, that's how we did our guest books and some very early online commerce and really terrible shopping carts I built in.
So, it's interesting though. Would you ever say that, like, it sounds like you did it out of pragmatism, like, hey, this is a way I can make money, or did you do it because you enjoyed it?
Definitely enjoyed it. I was raised in a really strict religious household and an environment, and we weren't allowed to mingle with other kids, Jehovah's Witnesses, and it is like this really segregated slice of
yeah.
And books and computers both gave me access to be someone I wasn't publicly in the church environments, right? So
wow.
Books are a doorway into everything I wasn't allowed to go out and look at, and computers were a way to exercise conformity to will, right? Programming is magic. You
yes.
Conformity to will. You create, you instantiate, you apply process. Yeah. You have a level of control that you might not have in your personal life.
Yeah, no, I've told people, and it comes off very cheesy, that the web developers are the architects of the future, right? Like, we have physical architects, and these things that are going to stand the test of time are built by people. They are building ActivityPub, right? Like, it is a foundation for you to build everything else. And like, so speaking of that though, how did you start IFTAS? Well, you explain IFTAS to me if you can. I mean, you and I have talked.
IFTAS. So Independent Federated Trust and Safety. And the notion there, so I jumped into Fediverse around 2017. I had been trying to build some stuff myself, very much not a fan of big corporate surveillance, networking, and its decline into social media, into consumption, right? Just consume what we tell you to consume, and then we'll throw some ads along with it. And so I was forever building like the family social network, or I'm estranged. I'm here in America. Like I have my family here, but most of my family are back in the UK and France. And I stumbled. I think I played with Friendica and I played with a few bits and pieces, but nothing really popped for me until I bumped into this thing called Mastodon, which checked so many boxes for me. Eugene's comment up front, no Nazis. It was a clear statement of purpose, a clear, I think all software is politics. and all platforms are
Oh,
opinionated.
yeah.
And I was like, yes, that please. Open source, federated web, W3 spec. I'm a big fan of W3 and of standards in general.
Yeah.
So I said, let's do something here. And I plunged in, and toot.wales, I could have, built a server around a number of topics, but one thing that's very dear to my heart is bilingualism and equity for language in digital spaces. And coming from Cymru, coming from Wales, and being subject to a societal effort to sort of suppress that language and normalize it to English,
Yeah.
It felt like a way to support the Welsh government's attempt to increase the number of day-to-day Welsh speakers by providing somewhere that honestly upfront said we're a bilingual space, speaking Welsh, speaking English, or anything else. But we support these two. I paid for some translation. We finished up the Mastodon Welsh translation and made sure it was fully, up to snuff, and just started building community there. And I've been building communities online since '95. So that's a thing I'm used to having a go at. And that did its thing, and I bring quite a bit of experience from the web and from other community building and from regulatory compliance and such, that I just kept finding myself saying, hey, we should share information with other moderators, with other administrators. We should convene. We should find best practice. We should all agree to disagree on the intricate definitions of things. But those of us who have a shared mission can probably benefit by convening. And I'm in no way, IFTAS and I do not say we know the answer. We have the rule. The entire thing was born out of, we can't communicate on these platforms that we like, because for some reason they don't do that yet. Hopefully they will soon. So let's find ways to convene and share and see what that can turn into. And from that sprang, I think I did like an online questionnaire, and I said, if anything could be done, what would you have done? And then right as these thoughts were starting to formulate consensus denialists and shared definitions and shared vocabularies and, swapping known toxic IP addresses or whatever, Elon Musk bought Twitter, and a lot of people came in, and with them came some trust and safety folks who were sort of like, what happens at scale here? And that led to a lot of conversations, which led to some funding. We raised about $400,000 and put an organization together that could do some of the things that people had been asking for. And we just knuckled down and started building that stuff. And to be clear, I've never been paid by IFTAS. And all that money went into Fediverse developers, Fediverse moderators, tools, hosting, the activities around making that happen. So it just sort of fell together, and I was sitting here unemployed. I quit my job, and I was like, well, I guess I'll do it then. So I'm just a functionary connector. I just do my best to connect people to other people, or knowledge. I'm not in charge of anything, and I'm certainly not the rule maker or the decider or definer of what's good or what's bad. The whole point of this is every service gets to decide that for themselves. And all I'm trying to do is find common ground and share best practice between them.
I think that's one of the things that makes us, and by us, I mean those on the Fediverse, different from the commercialized social web is, yes, there's that guy working in his garage 90 hours, gets a funding, is like, well, I'm not going to take a paycheck, but that's because he expects a big cash out later, right? We're doing it because it needs done. Like, that would be nice someday, but we're doing it because we want this to flourish and this work, right? Like, and I see myself as the same way.
Yeah, I want a better web. look, I like I said, I come from humble beginnings, but I've done really well, and
Yeah.
I've managed to create quite a bit of privilege for myself, and
Yes. Yep.
and certainly, privilege was also handed to me in certain ways. So
Mm-hmm.
being in a position where my wife works and she supports me, and I can do this in return for everything the web basically gave me,
Right. Yeah.
it's not an accident. Like the web is how I got here.
Yeah.
So if I can do even an ounce of making it safer, more sociable, and to offer to people of my young age now
Yeah.
the facility and usefulness that it afforded me to climb out of poverty and
Mm-hmm.
create something. That's what I want. I want a web
No,
that serves everyone behind me.
and that's literally where it's kind of my beginnings. Like we had a very humble background is the nice way to put it, right? And when I found the computer and I saw that I can connect with other people and I saw that I can learn everything, and then open source came into my life, and I've been on Linux for 19 years now, 18, 19 years now, and like it's the only way. It's the only way, in my opinion. And I was that guy when I first found it and in love with it. I was talking to every single person, like, you need to get on Linux. You need to get on Linux. You need to get on Linux. And then you realize you can't pull anyone into this stuff. They have to do it at their own time, when they're ready, when it's ready. But you can find your way to foster it. Right. And I'm the same way. It's like, I'll be your connector. I'm not going to be, as you said, you're the manager or the head of the project or any of that, but I want to connect people to help them find a better way. And guess what? If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's fine. We'll still be here. Right.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So you said that you got funding. Are you able to talk about that or no?
Sure. There's nothing non-public around it. It was civil society money that was looking to empower the not Twitter, basically.
Okay.
And it's all gone away, and we have no money left. So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
We run out of money in about a month or two, and so we've been shutting stuff down slowly. But I think we leave behind some really good resources. I'm still full time.
Yeah.
And I'm now going to pivot and start looking at the EU and seeing what they're willing to do to support trust and safety and convening and regulatory stuff in the Fediverse.
So is there a way that IFTAS comes back, or is there you would pivot into a new project? Because we had this conversation again, I think it was at the first Fedi forum I was at, where I didn't know what IFTAS was. Again, I was more of a consumer. I wasn't a moderator, definitely not of a big instance.
It's kind of on purpose, by the way.
Right. No, yes.
I very much try and be a non-flagrant, loud thing. It's 30,000 moderators or 1,000 moderators, however you want to count them.
Right.
That's the people. So, there's kind of a good reason you haven't heard of us.
No, and it's interesting because like you love this stuff. You want it all to work, but you are very cautious about it. Like I came in very bright-eyed and super excited to do it, and I still am. But you pointed out some very good issues. One being CSAM, right? There's a major issue. Anyone can jump on, anyone can share anything. And not only what do you do in that instance, but you have people that are moderators that then saw that. And again, that's where kind of IFTAS comes in. You have like CSAM detection, age verification, legal background reading. All of this is what IFTAS did, right? You consolidated information on how to help people, but then you're currently following a Russian propaganda flow, or what did you call it, right? So you've contributed in so many amazing ways. What happens to this?
For the Fediverse, however you define that,
right, sure,
to be meaningfully useful and utile to the human race, there will come a time when you need to apply the social norms that are codified in regulation. All right, we talk about social norms, and some of the social norms are, we shouldn't allow this to happen, and that's a social norm.
Right.
And if you're setting up a community to discuss, I don't know, you're a classic car forum, and the last thing you're thinking about is your forum being used in horrific ways because there's a private messaging system in there, and you have open registration. And until you've heard the problem or it's being exposed to you, you're blissfully unaware that this is even a vector for harm, right?
Yeah.
But it's harmful, A, to the folks who are exposed to it unwittingly. I've personally counseled or helped or been made aware of people who just rug pulled, shut their server down, and walked away, and they will never come back. They are scarred. It is really rough when that stuff gets shoved in front of your eyes. And then what almost no one knows about is my work talking to regulators and online safety folks, and attending the conferences, and speaking, and writing letters, and making sure that people understand that. Look, I went through the web in the 90s. I know what the Wild West looks like, and I know what a bubble looks like. Yeah. And we are on necessary stages of growth, natural, evolving stages of growth.
Organic. Yeah,
very, very much so. But we are at the organic part. Mastodon.social is about to hit 3 million accounts subscribed. These are getting to be serious numbers.
Yeah.
30,000 federating instances. Mastodon is now the third most installed federating software behind WordPress and Ghost. So,
which were there specifically for other reasons and added that in, not to discount any of them, but that's all amazing. And I think we're going to see, I'm hoping we see more of that kind of a thing, right?
But it is the web. It is
It is.
Anyone can get on, and therefore anyone can do anything.
Yes.
And we are, ever accelerating toward the quagmire of Wild West webbiness that many of us have been through. So, even at the spam level, you talk about the Russian thing, and I don't want to call the Russian government out in any recorded fashion because I'm sure my address is public, but I view it's simply spam. It's coordinated inauthentic behavior. We're at 520, 550 accounts created. Someone is getting paid to sit at a desk and make accounts on open Mastodon and Miski servers every day. I'm sure they'll figure out PixelFed and PeerTube soon enough. That's someone's job. That person's getting paid, right? The people managing and volunteering to try and diminish it, no, again,
they're not.
We've already lost that war, right? But that really demonstrates one of the key fundamental gaps for me in this. Is like I went through email spam in the 90s. I did a lot of work on email spam in the 90s, and I've been through forum spam. I've been through web spam. Nothing's happening that we haven't seen before.
Right? Yeah, I was gonna say like. The email spam in the 90s, I was like, well, that's really, it's such an antique thought to think of now, but it's not evolved really much outside of, instead of I'm a prince from here, now it's actually, I'm Microsoft, contact me. Like it's the same thing.
The kicker is we've now done it on a system that will instantly create 10, 15, 20, 30,000 copies of it because we filtered it. So we're a little bit to blame ourselves here, but the point being, with the Russian thing, it's simply coordinated inauthentic behavior, and spam is what it is. I could give a hootenanny whether it's the U.S. doing it, Russia doing it, Qatar, UK, Madagascar. I don't know. It's irrelevant to me. But the fact that someone is being paid to sit there, create accounts, and then connect them to fire hoses of spam, which happen to be propaganda in this instance, but the last time I did it, it was just LLM, Gen AI, slopaganda, right? It was just millions and millions of posts getting created. And again, they federate out. And here's the difference: is we all pay the bill. I pay the bill. If I'm federating, I'm paying to host it. I'm paying to transmit it. I'm paying to receive it. We're all covering these people's bills. So I would love to put a dent in that if we can.
So right now, though, we're reactive to it.
It's 95% reactive at the moment in the Fediverse.
Right. Is there a way to become proactive?
Yes.
How do we do that?
I think the first thing is we have to collectively, and by we, so that part would be platform developers, right? Platform developers have to come around to the common understanding that there is a problem and a common solution is the only way to approach it. So thing one is the platform and the protocol need to do more to align on safety, trust and safety. The second thing is use what we know works. We all know that the things that work don't work 100%. Nothing works 100%.
Nothing will, right? Yeah.
Rule is nothing is ever full, finished, or final.
Or if you can get it to 100%, someone will change the rules a little bit, and now it's 0%. It's always a race.
There's no fixing everything, right. But there are. We're all so clever, right? We say, oh, we could do this, and then we all know, right, but it doesn't do that. And we all know that, but we all have conversations over and over again.
Right.
So we really need these platforms to allow the option of using third-party intelligence sources, right? So there are IP address databases. There are known email MX domain databases. There are known forum spam databases. These solve, if you come at it from an 80-20 perspective, let's knock the 80 out, and we'll then have the conversation about the 20.
No, I mean, you look at something as simple as uBlock Origin, right? Like it keeps track of specific IP addresses, specific URLs that it knows that it has decided are malicious and intend to do you harm. But they can go multiple ways, right? It can get the system can be abused, or as you said earlier, we have to define societal definitions for these things, but from one society to another, things might differ a little bit too, which I actually think is even bigger of the power of the Fediverse.
Oh yeah.
I know you probably want to hear what happened next on the show, but the following section is only available on the Fediverse. These uploads to big tech platforms such as YouTube are there just to spread awareness about the Fedi. They were never supposed to be the official way for you to watch the show anyway. So go on and get the full episode on video.firesidefedi.live. It is absolutely free. Just a different website. This video will now continue from a bit later in the conversation.
And I'm still going to be here no matter what.
Yeah, I think, let me see if I can find that descending order. Yes, descending order, main motivations. I'm going to click a little bit. Motivations are. The number one reason for joining any social media, anything, and I've lost the little screen with the chat in now, so that's gone for hours, is socializing with friends and family.
Right, yes.
You know, I don't proselytize to my niece just had her first baby. So, we're getting photos on text.
Congrats.
But thank you. She's not going to join until all the people she wants to see those photos are there.
Right, yeah.
There's a limited set of people who want to broadcast to as many people as possible. There's a much larger number of people who want to broadcast to a finite number of people. And to do so, they need those people to be there. And the hard conversation to have with people is that everyone is on the web and not everyone is on Instagram. Therefore, more people are here than not, except most of them don't know how to use it for this purpose yet.
Yeah. No, that's an excellent point. And it's it's very interesting because I've been trying to advocate. I am one of those guys that I just went to a conference last week after, not the Fedi Forum one, all things open. And I'm talking to folks, and it's amazing because you'll find pockets of, yeah, man, right on, go the full length and talk to people. You'll find other people that are like, I've kind of heard of it, but I don't know. And then I had people that are like, well, we're only going to go where the people are. Okay. That's totally fine. I mean, if you don't see value in it, I'm still more than happy to talk to you about it. But I'm not going to make anyone get on it. Just like the web or the early days of the internet, right? The web. It's funny that we're calling it the web because I haven't called it the web in forever. And it is. I remember an article like 10 years ago, the web is dying. And they meant specifically just the www affix at the front. But now we see that too. Right? Because of AI, because of all of the slop and all of the garbage. And I'm just sitting here on the other side in my beautiful green grass, just surrounded by absolute trash that is AI. But I get my rainbow beam come down. I'm like, I got tons of people to talk to, man. This is great. I love it.
Yeah, we also still have email. So
we do. And that's a hard one for me. I feel really old because you actually messaged me earlier on the Fediverse and on email. And which should I respond to first?
I think that I probably the email, but I might do that because I checked the email before I checked this.
Right. Yeah. But that's such an older person thing. Like I've asked other people that are younger, I was like, do you have an email? And they're like,
so I emailed you, felt old, messaged you on Mastodon.
Yes, you absolutely did. I'm like, okay, the message is here. I've already responded in email because that's what I always check first. Then I saw it here and I'm like, nah, I already emailed him. It's fine. But it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing, right? Just two different protocols. But it's just how to interact and get communication and information.
Yeah, I think it's all ones and zeros, it's all language, and it's all in context. Email is a context, social media, microblogging is a context, long form is a context, image sharing is a context. These are all just contexts, and you can collapse them in an app that helps you do the thing that matches your current context. And
right.
Those apps could be multi-context or not. I look at Bonfire and it looks like you could just do all of those things, but maybe I only wanted to do two of those things in my view of it or something. Right now, we've sort of married context to platform implementations of ActivityPub, which I think is a necessary first step, but that is by no means how it ends, right?
This is, and I've said this, I think this was early days when I was on Mastodon and Lemmy, and I think I was on Lemmy ML, and I asked a specific question of, hey, can I follow... what was it? I follow a user or something like that. And they're like, no, we don't plan to do that because Mastodon already does that. And I'm like, but that's the point of the whole thing that you can, and maybe again, as you said, maybe we're not there yet. Maybe we need a couple other evolutions of this, but in reality, I expect to see, and Bonfire is doing amazing work, doing the framework and then having add-on modules. I see a one app, and I've told other people, like, I think of it like the Linux kernel, right? You get your core app right there, and then you can start tacking on different layers, and it can look how you want, and that's the point of choice.
You put an ActivityPub service right here.
Okay.
It doesn't do anything. You'll add the app, right? And the app will be your image app, and then you'll add another app for blog reading and news and whatever. But I think the end goal is ActivityPub is just another protocol that the phone can handle. And the way the phone has your contact space, it'll have your follow and following relationships.
Yeah. No, and it's funny because this just makes me think we're two old men trying to predict the future on a podcast. 30 years ago, there were a whole bunch of old men in suits on TV, right? Talking about what the web is going to look like in 30 years. And it looks nothing like we thought it would, right? But it also, that's not a bad thing.
And, that's not, that is to me a clearly self-realized understanding that I'm not developing, I'm not coding, I'm not
Yeah.
participating.
Nope.
I'm doing the old man stuff. Because I look at Daniel and Eugene and all these folks these folks putting stuff together. I'm like, I don't even know what you watch on TV. I don't know anything. I don't know what you listen to. I am not the person you want in the room for that.
Right.
What
Yeah.
I can do is help you with the Online Safety Act in the UK.
Woohoo! That's the exciting stuff.
Because I actually enjoy that about as much as I enjoy programming. So
it's funny because I found when I was older, I tell people like I love etymology, and the kids, whenever I say that, their eyes just glaze over, right? Because you love to understand where the meaning of things came from, and kids are just, I want to go on to the next thing. I want to go on to the next thing. It's like, you do that, I'm going to be sitting over in my rocking chair reading my encyclopedia.
It's not our world, but we can still sprinkle a little rainbow on it from afar, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean, I said this during the first Fedi forum, right? That no offense to everyone that is my age, older, that is here, that is building stuff. Yes, I'm doing this for me, but I'm doing it for the next generation. I'm doing it for my kids. I want this to work for my kids because I don't want that out there. We've had our internet, right? Like, it changed our life. It changed the world for better, for worse.
We're not going to get to uninvent it. So
right, it's here to stay. Social media is here to stay. Even if X goes away, even if Facebook goes away, which there's no sign they will for a very long time. Everything ends, but the desire to continue to have these communications, especially in the format that we already know. Like, how long did it take for the telephone to take off? And now we have one literally that we can't put down because we're all connected to it. Was it 100 years or whatever? Like, it will continue to be here. It will continue to evolve. But you also have organizations using ActivityPub, which is funny considering what no one wants to know about ActivityPub, but you're right. Those that want to find it and support those on ActivityPub.
Yeah, the audience for that
is a little different
towards me, right? So when I talk to, I don't know, a health department or a bus company or something, one of the things I'm really trying to say loudly is you are no longer on the bleeding edge. You are still early adopters.
Yes.
You're no longer bleeding edge.
Yep.
Here's the people who are doing it. We can connect you to them. So here are the media companies. Here are the government agencies. Here are the publishers. Here are the NGOs. Here are the, whatever kind of companies that are doing it. So it's my way of monitoring progress, if that's the right word to throw at it, but who has said I have something to say, and in the same fashion that I pay for and operate my own website, pay for and operate my own email, I choose to also pay for and operate my own social publishing, whatever that means to whatever you are.
Yeah.
But when I look at, a publisher or a government or a charity who, in addition to, more than likely, right, because they need to be where the ears and eyeballs are, but are operating something on their own domain, that's what that is about. There's plenty of lists of people who have joined the Fediverse. I'm sure X charity has an account on Mastodon.social or something. But these are the entities that are operating on their domain. And as I'm saying that now, I just remembered a newspaper that told me last week that they're doing it. I need to add that to that. But that's what that's for, is so that when people say, when I'm at a conference or I'm in a meeting or I'm exchanging chat room, they're like, well, if only government would use them. But look, here's 30. Do you want to talk to any of them? Right?
No,
here's
and they
of Germany, or
they're not on there. So
here's a San Francisco company,
Well, and they're not on there, right? So they don't know anything about it, let alone, oh yeah, by the way, Germany is on there. The EU is on there. BBC is on there, and you can run your own. You don't need to trust me. That's what I love about this, to talk to people. It's like, I just met you. Why the hell would you trust me with anything?
Right. Talk to your peers over here. That's the point of that database. And I'll be in Europe for about 2.5 weeks next month. And I just rubbed my head, and they cut my hair really short in the back. I'm gonna let other people take a look at that. What is going on back here?
There's like 3 layers. There's 3 distinct layers.
I told you, it's a different guy every time. Because I do think that Musk Twitter was an inflection point. A few other inflection points. The current push, if you combine both the global encroachment of online safety regulation that is happening, with the "we'd like to do this ourselves now, please" movement, right? And people have sort of been pushing back against the Silicon Valley and
right to repair is a big one, right?
And say, well, why aren't we doing this ourselves? So you put those two needs together. I basically feel like I have a flasher Mac of services. Like, is this the stuff you want? You want self-governed, locally hosted social publishing?
Is that why you're wearing the trench coat, Jazz? I don't want to know what's under it. You open it up, you're like, this is my Fediverse.
That's basically there. It serves my purposes for when I'm having that conversation, and they say, well, I don't want to be the first one, and I just go, here you go.
That's
and
amazing.
Hopefully that can be helpful to other people in similar conversations.
Yes, and it will definitely, I'll definitely be using this. And that's the other thing I love about this, is all of us are so used to that internet of giving, right? I don't need to hoard this to myself to make $50,000 and be the next influencer. Everyone is just so open to, here, I have it, take it. I made it available on the web so that we can all use it, and we can all tackle it in different directions, in different ways. And some of it's going to work and some of it's not.
This to me, this was one of my aha moments. So when we actually created a company and we created an IFTAS, we put a charity together with a mission and a board and a blah, blah, blah. I started looking around, as you do in any peer group, whether it's clinical or software or data, whatever. And so I went to all the trust and safety conferences and all the trust and safety groups and all the trust and safety Slacks, looking for where they were all sharing all of their stuff. Because my basic premise was, as has been for the past 40 odd years, it's highly unlikely that whatever problem you're having, that you're the first person to ever have that problem.
Yep.
So I went out to all of these places, like, where are you all doing the sharing? And I thought, wow, I really suck at this because I can't find it. And it took me like the best part of a year to realize they're not doing that. And they ever so slowly are now. But the reason I mention it is, in some ways, the trust and safety, as flaky and underfunded and volunteer driven as it is kind of ahead of corporate social media in terms of, don't forget, we have more moderators than Twitter. We have more moderators than Twitter. We have more moderators than Twitter. Never forget that.
Yep. I used that with someone the other day.
More inter-organizational sharing happening in the Fediverse in terms of trust and safety than anywhere else on the planet. Roost is the only group that's come through very recently to bring open source to trust and safety. But it turns out that this field is so new and such a black box and such a cost center for the big company. They weren't doing any sharing or standardization of anything at all. And it is efforts of like-minded folks with shared missions in the Fediverse that are kind of at the tip of the spear on what shared governance, shared approaches to local governance look like.
I've never even heard of Roost.
Roost is very deliciously funded. I think I want to say 24 million or something. And their whole notion is to start doing the thing that we all just naturally assumed they were doing already, which is open source tooling for
trust and safety
moderation.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
especially if I'm reading through it now. I'll have to take a look at it. If do they have like, or I'm assuming it's more for like, hey, Blue Sky, Twitter, Facebook, like we have this tool to help you. We can all work together to combat this. Is that kind of what it is?
I think their first outing is child safety with, specifically child sexual abuse media and rules engine. So yes, that and I think some folks donated some software to them, and yeah, I think it'll be, again, very organic and very evolutionary as to it will reflect what people are asking for.
That's right there. That's something we can kind of all agree on. Like, the mass collective is that shouldn't be a thing, but we all have to fight it on an individual level at the moment. And IFTAS was going to do that, and something like Roos can do that. And then from there, once we as a race of beings can decide these are the sticking points we can all agree on, we'll handle that at this level. And then you go handle whether someone's allowed to say blue or red or whatnot, right? Like those are the easy ones.
30,000 servers means 30,000 definitions of hate speech, but certain things,
yes,
by definition, there's
right.
certain things that are they just are.
Yeah. No, we can all, yeah. No, that's amazing. I'm going to check this out. Cool. Before we move on to the quiz, which I don't know if you've ever seen the show before, you're going to have a quiz next.
Trivia? I love trivia.
Kind of.
Okay.
How can people help you? It seems like we can't do too much for IFTAS, or can people help IFTAS?
So look, IFTAS is still an entity, it's still an organization.
Okay.
The activities it's undertaking are markedly reduced. So I'm still working through the output of this year's annual assessment, which is a survey where hundreds of people tell us, what their life is like administering and moderating servers. We'll keep that report going. That's an annual thing. You can go on the website, you can look at previous reports.
Beautiful.
We are still running the ISAC. ISAC is Information Sharing and Analysis Center, which is a way for cybersecurity and safety folks to convene around certain industries. So the Social Web ISAC is a group of volunteers that, for example, right now are working on the Russian propaganda thing. I still need to do conferences. I need to go to places and talk to people and do things.
Yeah.
IFTAS pays for my hotels when I get where I'm going, that kind of thing. We how can I put it? From a charitable sense, there's still a charity in the US, and I will probably create one in the EU. Well, I'll know more about that at the end of November. But likelihood is that we'll set up a second one in the EU to work on funding there.
See, I didn't even think about that.
If you are a member, if you have an account on a federated server, and you take issue with a finding from a moderator and administrator, remember it's just another person.
Yeah,
just another person, and unlike probably all, if not most, administrative and moderational decisions that you've taken issue with previously, the person doing it now is not getting paid. Mm-hmm. Almost, like very, very few. I think you could count on 4 hands the number of moderators who are paid to do that work in the Fediverse. Yeah. And there are thousands and thousands of people volunteering. So engaging honestly with moderators and admins that you don't share specific findings, and working to figure out your freedoms where you can be subject to fair and consistent moderation is the best way that you can help this movement.
Yes.
IFTAS, listen, man, I've got food, I've got heat.
Yeah.
I have an incredible wife. I need enough to keep the business going and to keep soliciting funds, but I don't, like we turned off the CSAM scanner. It
Yeah.
was going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to operate.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just out for now. We own it. We'll come back to it, but we can't do that. Clearly, that's out of scope for now.
Yeah.
But ways that you can help the ecosphere is to participate. Go look at the questions being asked. Go look at the feedback that is being solicited. Go, if you're a moderator or an end user, go talk about what is and isn't working for you, so it's on record. Because at the end of the day, we can just do things. We can't just show up and just make something. And if there's enough groundswell around activities, this is still a very steerable cargo vessel, right? It's a big boat that's moving, but
Yeah.
you'll nudge it a little bit left or right. So
Well, it's
everything is here for you. So
yeah,
if you engage honestly, I think that will pay off in dividends.
no, I'm happy to hear you say that, because I usually pretty much every episode I sign off with, thank the viewers for being here, thank the Fedizens in general, because it's a social platform. If no one else was here, I don't like talking to myself. And it can't evolve unless people give that kind of feedback. And even something as simple as just sharing IFTAS's information, sharing it out to people that, you might not be a mod, but a mod might follow you and not know that that's out there, right? Or there's a new server that comes online, somehow gets funded, and now they're paying moderators. What do I do? Well, there's IFTAS in the background, and I think that trust and safety, and I had said this to you in the past, that the thing that I loved about IFTAS from all the documents that I shown is, again, you put it out there on the web. They might not even be on the Fediverse, right? But if there's someone that needs to know how to manage a specific situation, that document's out there for you. Trust and safety is not exclusionary only to the Fediverse.
Right.
It still is applicable everywhere else.
Oh yeah, we get people from Reddit and Discord filling out our survey.
That's awesome.
And, we don't merge it into all the numbers, but that is good feedback and good knowledge and good sharing. So
yeah,
we'll take it from anywhere for sure.
And diversity is the spice of life, man. We can only look at things one way, and someone can come in and be like, well, why didn't you do this? It's like, shit.
Didn't even think about Fediverse without diverse.
I love that. I'm stealing that. That's a I feel like that's a dad saying. I'm totally going to be using that from now. All right. All right. Well, now for the real reason I asked Jazz here is to give him the opportunity to win a prize of a lifetime. As this is the 50th episode, and I've had 100% chance, sorry, I had 100% success rate of not giving out a single prize so far, because I lost them or they got sucked up into a black hole or any number of things. I figured I'd go a bit simpler with it to make sure that I can actually deliver this prize to Jazz.
I get to pick any picture off your back wall.
I heard you talking at the start. You're reading, it said, I love daddy somewhere. Yeah.
Delightful, awesome, daring. How much do you pay for that one?
They do it for free for some reason. I don't know why. They like doing it. I love it. This is my
the best one is we love you, right? There's no question.
Oh no. There's one over there that says, happy birthday, daddy. You're a whopper, like the candies of whoppers of a dad, the best dad in the Milky Way. And all of these chocolate bars were taped to it. And I'm like, I love my life. No offense to anyone else. I have the perfect life.
All right, what is this non-prize that I'm
the prize today is whales, and that's it. How can I fail to deliver you whales? Just all of whales. That should be easy, right? Are you ready for the quiz?
No, please begin.
Favorite movie and why is it Spaceballs?
Okay. Wow. Favorite movie is Being There, Peter Sellers. But how much time we have? All right, I'm gonna speed run you through why Spaceballs is why I'm sitting here today. let me see how much I can cut to when I was 15. So I left school May, June, July, 4 months before I turned 16. And it was a tumultuous time. My dad was in the process of marrying his third wife. So he was courting at the time. And this is highly relevant. I will get there, I promise. But
No, take your time.
A way longer answer than you wanted for this. I mentioned Jehovah's Witnesses. So, zoop, zoop, zoop. The outcome was I was shipped to Devon in England to live with my father's new wife's son. I was 15 years old, and I was uprooted from my house. My stepmother and the 3 girls had gone, so it was just me and my dad there. Turns out he's not even my dad. That's a different day. I go to a different country, different town. I don't know anyone there, and I'm now living with this chap who's 18. I'm 15, and we're sharing a flat now. And she moved in with my dad. And the reason I say this is because, I got a job in a department store as a soldering phono jacks onto hi-fis. Until that point, I had been at least outwardly devout Jehovah's Witness. And
okay.
But I'm 15. I'm out of school. I have a job. I have money.
On your own.
And I live with this 18-year-old guy who's paying me no attention whatsoever. Yeah. And I'm in the world. Look at me in the world. So I discover rum. I discover staying up late and staying out. I discover.
I like how the rum comes first. Like that's.
Captain Morgan's. But the reason this is relevant is I also discovered young ladies. And I was a pretty oblivious kid. I didn't really understand what was going on, but I just head down and get on with my day. And at some point, my father and his new wife had the plan to finish whatever it was they were doing in Wales and move back into the flat where me and the 18-year-old are, right? So we're living there. We're having our newfound independence, each of us. And that goes on for months. I don't remember how long, 3, 4, 5 months. And then they move back in. But by the time they move back in, I'm a rum-addled, bicycle, late driving, drinking young lady visiting person. And when they moved in, I said, "Oh, I'm going out tonight," because to me that was the new normal. And he's like, "Where are you going out?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to go have dinner with this young lady at her house. Her parents are going to, cook dinner." And there was some kerfuffle around that, and I went out, and I had a roast dinner with gravy, and I hung out with the young lady and her parents and her brothers. And after dinner, we watched Spaceballs on video cassettes.
Okay.
I had never seen before. And I certainly did laugh, and I certainly to this day will frequently use the line, "When will then be now?"
Soon.
But here's the thing. My Fedi friend, that got me home late.
Yeah.
Because of the Spaceballs. And the apartment that we lived in had 2 apartments and an outer door, and the outer door for the first time in existence, to my existence, was locked, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know what to do now. So I've my newly removed in father, who I'm kind of scared of, I'm not banging the door at 1 o'clock and being like, "Hey, I came back from the thing you don't like me doing." So my downstairs neighbor had a motorcycle with a sidecar. I don't know if you call it a sidecar in America. And it was pretty cold and pretty wet, but it was covered like a shed roof. And so I slept in the sidecar that night. And then in the morning, which was either Saturday morning or Sunday morning, I don't remember, I went and banged. I was like, "Can I please come in now?" And I think we've never really discussed this since, because I haven't really spoken to the guy since. I think he thought I was out all night doing ungodly things.
Yeah.
He got, whatever it was, he got very angry and said I had a week to leave. And I said, I will leave today. And I left. And if I hadn't watched Spaceballs, I might have gotten home before
You might not
the
be.
door was locked, and I
Yeah.
would not be sitting here today. So
That's awesome.
that's my Spaceballs.
I mean, it's one of those things where people are like, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And then you come out on the other side like, no, I'm good. That was a defining point in my life, and I am happy with the way that it turned out. Right? Like, that's crazy. Holy shit. I have to say, that is probably in 50 episodes, that is the most unique and interesting Spaceballs story I've ever heard. I usually get, what is that? I don't know what that is. It's like, you need to go watch it.
The late great John Candy. Without Spaceballs, we would not be having this conversation.
That's amazing. I love that. All right. See, Spaceballs saves lives, folks. Go watch it.
Thank you.
Next question. And I'm going to get these wrong, so bear with me.
Okay.
Bar Breath,
Breath.
Welsh Rarebit, or Crempongo. That's terrible. That's Crempongu. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Crempog.
I love how that experiment says to you, and I'm just like, nope, still didn't catch it.
Is that it? Is that the question?
That's the question, yeah.
Oh, rabbit. It's basically cheese on toast.
Yeah, okay.
And it's but they're all three delicious. If you had said pica de mine or Welsh cakes, I would have gone there instead.
See, I was gonna say Welsh cakes, and then I'm like, that sounds too American. That's too easy to say. And then the other one was on there as well, and I'm like, I have no idea how to say that one. So I'm not even gonna try.
Here's the interesting thing about Cymraeg, about the Welsh language. It is 99% phonetic. You just have to know how we say the letters.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Once you know how we say the letters, you're done. You're good, because they are never said. Like the letter C is only ever ka. It's never sa or cha or kza. It's ka every time. But you have to know how all of the letters are pronounced.
And where were you born?
Llanilltud Fawr.
Which just for
I was about to do a sound on Caerdydd, but I grew up
but for those that don't know how to spell this, LLANILLTUD space FAWR. I see where you totally get that from.
So that you haven't asked me, and I appreciate that you didn't, but most people will say, can you say the long place name? And of course I can, and it is. And the I don't know, the apocryphal story is when the train pulls in, the conductor says, is there anyone in here for out there?
And doesn't it mean something like the little city out on the hill or something like that?
I mean, a lot of the place names, as are many places around the world, are just named after local geographic features.
Yeah.
Whirlpool near the Maple lives.
I mean, I feel like that's the only thing that people know about Welsh outside of Wales, especially as an American. It's always like, oh, can you say that word? You immediately know what that word is too.
Of course.
All right. Next question. Dear, this is not trivia. No. Well, I mean, I guess you can kind of consider it. It's just not sure you've ever heard of before. Deer, sheep, or turkeys?
Oh, well,
yeah.
This is from the webcam, and I keep meaning to put a sheep on the webcam, which is an option I have. Sheep. I mean, I flippin' love sheep. They are a stalwart. So Wales is this very small country, 3 million people, 12 million sheep. We are never lucky. They own the hillsides. They own the
roads. Do they get equal voting rights? Because they would.
If they did, I don't know where we'd be. Certainly have independence, I think. Sheep are, I think I mentioned, so November 7 is the annual Divided On Day, Diwrnod Dydd Divided On. And I would ask everyone that gets to see this or hear this or read this. On November 7th, we celebrate the sheep of Mastodon. And, we get goats and llamas and the rest of it too. Chickens find their way in. But Davad is the Welsh word for sheep. So Divided Dawn is sheep of Mastodon. November 7th, please join in and lamb spam, whatever you got, bring it on.
Lamb spam. I love there's a word for that. That's amazing. And I have a link to that page, so I will add it to the show notes. And just sheep are just so soft, so innocent. Like goats are assholes, but sheep seem just wonderful.
Yeah, and just on the subject, people might not realize this, but one of the most insane video game developers of all time, Jeff Minter, has an account on toot.wales, and he was featured in the Black Mirror story, and he's made he's a legend of psychedelic video gamery.
Okay.
Every day, Jeff posts morning sheep time. And they go out and they feed, they have rescue sheep. So out there in Wales, we keep the lady sheep because they produce more sheep, and the men sheep.
Yeah.
So they pick them up and they house them and they love them and they cuddle them and they feed them cookies every day, digestive biscuits. And I shit you not, it is one of the most joyful things you can do on the Fediverse is wake up to morning sheep time with Jeff Bloody Minter. And I think it's a stinky ox might be the username. So please, you can watch deer and turkeys on my pitiful shitty webcam, which is sort of a lottery because it just goes off every 30 minutes. So it may or may not have deer or turkeys in it. But there are always sheep in morning sheep time. So push that far and wide. I'm pretty sure it's a stinky ox.
I found it. Yeah. I think I found it. Morning sheep time. Yep. No, I found it. Yep. So it's actually the name is llamasoft_ox. So that's a toot.wales. So I'll copy that in there too.
The video game company. Yeah.
But I know Llamasoft, I think. A stinky ox is the name. So I'll add that to the show notes as well, because that is wonderful. That is
one of the most joyful things. If you're having a shitty day, just go watch grown men feeding aging male sheep digestive biscuit. And you know the sheep. There's panda. You'll get to know the sheep's names. It's
that's amazing. All right. I am going to check that. And that's why I'd asked you about the sheeps and the deer and the turkey, but yeah, that's all, it all connects, I swear. What does an alternative universe jazz do?
I am the alternative universe. I'm in Earth 9 at this point.
Okay.
I have some books of very shitty poetry, and one of the few ones I'm proud of is I'm not me, I'm just a bunch of people pretending to be me. And I don't know, like, what would I do if I wasn't doing this?
It's whatever you want.
I mean, man, I've been a window cleaner, I sold hi-fis, I've been a chef, I've been a national healthcare data transparency expert. I've been homeless, and I live in the huts. I don't know. Absolutely anything, man. I don't know.
Well, and that's if there are multiple dimensions, multiple realities, then any choice you make leads to infinite more directions. So I reached out to an alternate universe. I have a very special alternate universe phone. It changes from week to week. This week, it is the USS Enterprise that has the DVD in it. Why it did that, I don't know. I made
it out like a big fat phaser.
No, that'd be amazing. Of course, I would ruin the DVD. I mean, no, it's an alternate universe phone, right? Yeah. So I don't know for sure what it does. So I reached out to. I feel so dumb doing this, and I make myself laugh every time.
Do it. You got 7 minutes from
alternate universe Jazz. Called him up, and he also developed a program called IFTAS. It actually stands for the Intergalactic Federation of Tiny Alien Superheroes, though. I asked him to tell me more about it, and he just said he didn't have the time. His crime never rests. Duty calls, and he has bottoms to probe. So,
what are they supposed to do with that?
I don't know. Thank you, Intra. Someone said I'm a great geek. I appreciate it. All right.
Okay. Yes. That does put a spin on getting to the bottom of things.
Since you only have so many since you have only so many minutes left, whiteboard, chalkboard, or cutting board?
It might not be on the screen.
It's not on the screen. That's why I asked.
I certainly have a whiteboard. Cutting board, like for cooking.
Well, however you want to take it.
Or people's fingers. So yeah, I would. I'm a sucker for a really, really nice chopping board. I am a classical trained chef. It's the only schooling I did was classic Escoffier French cuisine, and that's the hotel work I did.
Oh my God.
Rarely, but I do the big holiday dinners and so forth. And when I do it, I like to do it on as nice and impressive a chopping board as I can get my hands on.
All right.
I have a couple that I've had for 20, 30 years, and I've held on to them. They're very nice. I love them.
Okay, there you go. That answers that one. And then, as usual, the last question will be sent to Jazz telepathically. I will send you the question. You obviously get it.
Alternate universe.
I'll send you it depends on what the question is that I send, which you'll get telepathically, and you got to wait. Here, are your telepathic connections open?
No, I think I have. Oh, I don't have it. God damn it. I was hoping I had the Higaran mothership here, which would be my version of your telephone. But I wonder if I can just listen in here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you ready? Here it comes. He's holding up an ad to his ear. I sent you the telepathic question.
Okay.
It's a very difficult question, so take your time.
Do you want me to answer verbally or telepathically?
No, verbally. I mean, the whole audience can't get it telepathically. I just sent it to you.
Well, first of all, obviously, a very nuanced question.
Yes, I try.
And I don't want the answer to fully. I don't like to bring cultural stereotyping to these kinds of conversations, but even though I've lived here since 1996, the correct answer is and always has been Arkansas.
You scared me for a second. I thought you were going to 42 with everything else, and then that's the easy one, right? It is, right? That's how you pronounce Arkansas. Who pronounces it Arkansas?
Yeah, Kansas, Arkansas. Moreover, Kansas. I don't know what the. Pick one.
All right. Well, congratulations. You got every answer, either correct or incorrect. Good job. Unfortunately, once again, when I was attempting to get you whales, some guys in a Klingon bird of prey came down and told us to leave all the whales alone as they're singing to a space cigar.
Oh, that was a long way around for that one. Good Lord.
I mean, it's always people saying whales, right? I didn't know where to go with it. This is hard.
I don't know if I can get this on computer.
And that's all I have for today. I'm done making a fool of myself. Jazz, once again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me. Really delightful to have this conversation, and really delightful to have made your acquaintance. And
Yeah, same.
For all of my not having seen your show, I get the sense that it is doing wonderful things, and you're surfacing wonderful people and meeting wonderful people and spreading the good word. And I could not be more grateful and thankful for your energy and devotion to what we collectively are trying to do here. So I thank you.
Oh, wow. I know you have to go, so I'll have no time to be bashful, but thank you.
You are, and I quote, delightful, awesome, and daring, sir.
Thank you. I wonder where you got that. Which side is on?
Plagiarism is a thing. All right, listen.
Well,
mate,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and yeah, I'll see you at the next one. And
yes, sir.
Keep doing what you're doing, and thanks for having me on.
All right, thank you, Jazz. Thank you, everyone out there, for this episode of Fireside Fedi. We will catch you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.